Today I'm going to teach you how to solve two-step equations. First, we're going to start with our vocabulary words. Our first word is variable. A variable is a letter that represents a number. For example, 3x plus 2 equals 11, where x is your variable. And your variable can be any letter in the alphabet. Next, we have equation. An equation is a mathematical statement where two things are equal. For example, 3x plus 2 equals 11, where this is your equation. Now we have coefficient. A coefficient is the number in front of a variable. For example, 3x plus 2 equals 11, where 3 is your coefficient because it's attached to the variable. Next we have constant. Constant is the number that stands alone in an equation. For example, 3x plus 2 equals 11. So 2 is your constant because it's all alone. Next we have divisor. Divisor is the number you divide by. For example, y over 7 plus 14 equals 21, where 7 is your divisor. Last we have isolate. To isolate is to get the variable on one side of the equal sign. So now we have our steps. Your goal for two-step equations is to isolate the variable. This is accomplished by using inverse operations to undo addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to get the variable alone. Our first step is to remove the constant using addition or subtraction. Our second step is to remove any coefficients or divisors using division or multiplication. Our third step is to check your answer. You do this by substituting your answer into the original equation. So now we can go on to a problem. Our first problem today is going to be 10n plus 8 equals 48. And our goal is to get the variable alone. So first we have to remove the constant using addition or subtraction. So we have to find our constant, and 8 is our constant. So you have to subtract it since the operation that's already being used is adding. And we have to do this to both sides of the equal sign. So you're going to subtract it from this side, and this cancels out. And then you have to subtract it from the other side of the equal sign, which gives you 40. So now all you have left is 10n equals 4. So our second step is to remove any coefficients or divisors using division or multiplication. So we have to find our divisor or coefficient, and since 10 is our coefficient because it's attached to n, we have to divide it from both sides of the equal sign because it's already multiplying. So we divide it from this side, and this cancels out and gives you n. So we have to do it to both sides. So 40 divided by 10 gives you n equals 4. And our third step is check your answer. You do this by substituting your answer into the original equation. So our original equation is right here, so we have to substitute n. So it's going to be 10 times 4 plus 8 equals 48. So 10 times 4 gives you 40, and 40 plus 8 equals 48. So now that we have 48 on this side and 48 on this side, n equals 4 is correct. So that one was correct. And now we have one last problem. Our second problem is y over negative 3 plus 4 equals 7. So we have to follow our steps. And our first step is to remove the constant using addition or subtraction. So in this problem, our constant is 4. Since it's already adding, we have to do the inverse operation, which is subtracting. So we subtract it from both sides of the equal sign, where this cancels out, and 7 minus 4 gives you 3. So now, all you have left is y over negative 3 equals 3. So, our second step is remove any coefficients or divisors using division or multiplication. So, since this is our divisor, we have to get rid of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply it to each side of the equal sign since it's already divided. So times negative 3, which this cancels out, and you have y. and then you have to multiply 3 times negative 3, which gives you negative 9. So now we have y equals negative 9. So our third step is to check your answer. We do this by substituting your answer into the original equation. So we're going to fill in y, which is negative 9 over negative 3 plus 4 equals 7. So we have to divide first using our PEMDAS rules. So negative 9 divided by negative 3 gives you positive 3 because it's a negative divided by a negative. So now we have 3 plus 4 equals 7. So we have 7 on this side and 7 on this side. So y equals negative 9 is correct. And that's all I have for you today.